Today I want to talk about these men that go overseas, mostly to Asian countries, and some of them go to Eastern Europe, and they make the mistake basically of thinking that the way these women behave in their own country is going to be the same as they do if they brought them back home to their own Western society, completely ignoring the cardinal rule that people are a product of their surroundings. And there is a reason that people in the same community, city, country behave pretty much the same way as others. Now, I want to use the example of people that go to these Asian countries like Thailand, Philippines, Vietnam, but mostly Thailand, because that country is notorious for that. So it attracts a lot of other people who say, "Oh, well, I don't have any luck with women. Let me go there." And these are usually people that, not all of them, but great majority of them, these are people that are not exactly a hit with women at home. They are loners, and or they've been in bad marriages that ended, and they go over there and they're suddenly showered with attention by these girls that are 10, 20, 30, 40 years their junior, and they're calling them handsome and they're giving them attention and everything, and they let that go to their head. They actually think that these women are actually choosing them and are really there for all the romantic and fantastical reasons that a woman falls for a man. Some of them go as far as buying homes for them and buying, helping them out with their sick parents, or the story of a sick parent, and they get so involved. Some of them lose everything, believe it or not. There are stories of men losing everything in the hope that a girl they met at a go-go bar, at a strip joint, is a decent woman who really doesn't want to be there, but if he pays her what she earns in a month, then she would stop working, only to be working when the guy leaves and goes back to his own country, and pulling the same scam on the next sucker. Now, I'm not talking about some 17-year-old who made a mistake, and you would expect him to not know any better. Some of these guys are 40, 50, 60, 70-year-old men that are coming out of their second or third or first horrible marriage, and they're beaten down by a horrific marriage, a dead marriage. They're taken to court, and they've just been pulled through the coals, and so they go there, and anything is a relief for them. But they're really going from one mistake to another, because some of them make the mistake of paying the woman. Of course, she'd rather stay in her own country initially, and many of them don't. So these women really fall into one category. Most of them, great majority of them, are opportunistic people that come to the bigger cities. Let's use the example of Thailand. They come from these villages, Isan and other villages. They come to these bigger cities, Pattaya, Bangkok, Phuket, to meet the tourists with money. And their goal is to, fleece them as much as they can. And all this BS about these are innocent women that are trafficked into, maybe that is like 0.2% of them. But when you go to these bars, you see that there are these girls that are go-go dancers and scamming on the tourists. Then in that very same bar, you see other girls that are waitresses. They have nothing to do with the tourists. They bring you a drink and they put their head down and they walk away. And there's the girls that are behind the bar that's making the drink and everything. And there are bus girls and everything. My point is, those girls also could be doing the same thing that these other go-go girls are doing, the for lack of a better term, prostitutes are doing. But no, they choose to do other things because they're not that kind of a woman. They haven't crossed that line. So all this BS about, oh, these girls are innocent, they're trafficked into this, they were promised jobs, office jobs, and decent normal jobs in the city, and now they're doing, no. They are there, they know exactly what they're doing, great majority of them, and a great majority means over 98%. They know exactly what they're doing. They are doing it with full conscience, full awareness. They are scamming on the tourists to get their money. And you know, a lot of these men, they deserve it. If you're that big a sucker, you deserve it. And again, if this was some 17, 16-year-old boy making a mistake, I would understand. But these are grown men. Some of them are grandpas, and they're making these mistakes. Yeah, some 70-year-old guy with a belly the size of a trunk of a car, drunk, alcoholic, twice divorced, old man is sitting with some 22-year-old girl that says, hey, handsome, how are you? You know, I'm really beginning to fall for you. Can you help me with my parents? My mom is sick and my dad is sick and my brother made a mistake and he's in jail. He needs some money. He's in debt. And they pay for all of that. And they say, well, you know, she seems so sincere. For God's sake, you met her at a go-go bar, you know? But they completely ignore all the red flags willingly, and they make this huge mistake. And some of them, I mean, it's bad enough to be, you know, sending them money every month and everything, thinking she's your girl when she's doing the same thing with a bunch of other men at the same time. But some of them make the maximum mistake of bringing these girls back home, thinking that she's gonna be the same subservient, sweet, you know, yes, whatever you want kind of girl when she comes here. Whereas when she comes here, she actually becomes worse than the women that are in your own country, because, well, the women that are in your own country are born and raised, you know, with all the privileges and the rights that they're aware of. But these women are like bringing a kid to a toy store. They now they're free. They don't need you really anymore after they learn the ropes and everything, and they learn it pretty quickly. And they talk to their friends, and their friend says, well, what are you doing with this old guy? Go, you know, let me come here with me to the club. Let me show you a bunch of younger people. You know, and you're an older guy, and you want to go home and have dinner and sit by the TV and fall asleep, whereas she wants to start dressing up and go out at 11 o'clock. Because she's 30 years younger than you. I hear these stories all the time of these people. They call them these car crash stories, of these older people from Western Europe, from US, from Canada, from Australia, that go there and mistake these bar girls, these opportunistic bar girls, with decent girls that somehow got into the wrong business, and now they're just looking for a, lack of a better term, a Captain Save-A-Ho to save them and save them from that life, and you know, start sending them money, and that will solve all of their problems. Or there was a line in that movie, Casino, once a whore, always a whore. I don't mean to be crass, and I don't mean to be cruel, but it is what it is. I am just a messenger. I am telling you how it is. This might be a little off subject, but enough of us out there are doing this, so I hope that this helps open the eyes of some of these people that go there and ignore if it's too good to be true, it is fact, and think that some girl 40 years their junior has fallen in love with their potbelly alcoholic old person that they are, just because she can't have anything better. No, it's all about money. Don't ever forget, she's only with you for money, and as soon as that money flow stops, she'll forget you and go to what she wants. Put yourself in her place. Would you want, if you were 22 years old, would you want to go out with some 65-year-old fat old alcoholic woman that's been divorced twice and has grandkids? I don't think so. Use your common sense, use your intelligence, understand what is, and behave in accordance with what is and not how you want things to be. All the best till the next video.